Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this hypnosis session that you're about to listen to, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session designed to rekindle levels of passion and enthusiasm, particularly for business. And I was working with a business owner that had spent about 20 years building a very successful business, but there were certain areas that had plateaued, there were certain things that were bogging them down, feeling stressful. They didn't want to walk away from the business, but they weren't ready to hand over control to someone else yet. What they really wanted to do is to get sufficient passion and enthusiasm for the business to grow it while handing over operational responsibilities to someone else. And that would give them the ability to have cash flow coming from that business, but also time and energy to have a life of freedom, of fun, of real peace, and just living life on their terms. So in many ways, this is a bridge to their ideal future, where they have ownership or control, but without getting bogged down with the day-to-day responsibilities. Now, part of the induction here is going to two different places, and this is times where they felt really calm and free and resourceful. So one is the forests of Northern California, and then second is places of beauty in Mexico. And these were important because they felt that way in these places. So this really reactivates that resourceful feeling. And from there, they could imagine the future as they want it to be. And one of the most powerful things to access passion is to have a compelling vision of the future. You have to know what you want and like what you want in that future to activate the resources required for it. And the opposite, by the way, is if you think of the future being something you don't want, quite often people feel emotions like dread or trepidation or anxiety or worries. If you think of the future that you do want, then you might feel optimism and positivity and enthusiasm and passion. And all of these things are very, very powerful, useful resources. So that's why having a clear vision and a compelling vision of the future is such an important ingredient in this hypnosis session. If you're listening to this, you may have a business already, or you may want to have a business, or you may just want to have a future of more freedom and passion, even if you don't own a business, but you're an employee in a business. This is still useful for you, but if you want to make it more useful for you, there will be a link in the description where you can schedule a completely free consultation call. We'll have a chat, and maybe I'm the right person to work with you as your hypnotherapist. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in that resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation, and as you exhale, feel a wonderful sense of letting go. The tension, stress, and worries starting to leave your body in that outward breath. Breathing in relaxation and just allowing tension, particularly from around the eyelids, the jaw and the forehead, to feel like they're melting away. To feel that you're drifting to a place of perfect joy and freedom. I want you to scan your body for any clues of stress, worries, and tension. And just decide that they're not needed here. That right now, all that's needed is for you to become aware of my voice and aware of your breathing. And the slower and deeper that you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the slower and deeper you breathe. As you allow yourself to just drift deeper and deeper relaxed. And as your body relaxes, your imagination awakens. And I wonder if you could imagine what it would be like to be a powerful, elegant bird, perhaps an eagle or a falcon, something that can just glide. And I wonder if you could imagine gliding over the ancient forests of Northern California. Imagine having incredible eyesight, that as you glide over the giant redwoods, you could even see a fish swimming in a winding river. As you breathe in and breathe out, feel that sense of freedom, complete peace, a quietness in the air. And I wonder if you could imagine gliding down to a clearing in the forest somewhere near an incredible river with clear running water. Imagine gliding down to that clearing, and the moment you touch down, imagine being you in human form there in this ancient forest, looking up to those towering ancient redwoods that have been here for hundreds of years. Maybe you get a sense of their massive trunks reaching high into the sky, stretching all the way up like a skyscraper, yet it's a tree. And I wonder if you could imagine nearby listening to the soothing sound of a river that is flowing, running, the current carrying the fresh, clean water through the forest. Maybe you can pay attention to different sounds, the sounds of birds chirping, the rustling of leaves. I want you to get a sense that there is an incredible energy and rhythm here. The sound of the river, the sound of the breeze, the sound of your own breath. Each sound carries you deeper into this moment of peace, away from any stresses and any responsibilities. They simply don't exist here. Feel the freedom in the air. Every breath in, you're breathing in distilled freedom. Breathing in, you inhale a sense of possibility, of joy, of calm. This is the place where nothing else matters. Just you, there connected to the beauty of nature. the freedom to simply be. And you can feel the weight of your responsibilities beginning to lift as you stand here in this serene, vast space. And there is no urgency, no pressure, just the gentle invitation of the forest to let go and connect to something greater than any task, any obligation, anything on any to-do list. None of that matters. As you stand there in the ancient forest, I want you to notice how deeply connected you feel to this environment. How the trees, the river, the air, and the earth all seem to invite you into a state of effortless freedom. Connect with that rhythm. And I want you to imagine a glowing portal somewhere nearby. Something that looks magical or futuristic or powerful. I want you to imagine that this is a portal to another place of joy and freedom. Another place that resonates with that resourceful, powerful energy. As you step through the portal, imagine finding yourself in a place in nature, somewhere in Mexico. Maybe in the hills, maybe on the beach. Feel that you are surrounded by beauty. It's warmer here, as you can imagine feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, the vibrant colors of the landscapes around you. If you were far from your responsibilities there in Northern California, now you're a level deeper, even further from any responsibilities, anything stressful. Feel that you're leaving all of that behind. Because in this place, time flows differently. And there is no rush, no constant pressing of demands, no emails to read or screen to look into. Feel what you feel in this place. And maybe the feeling of being far away from normal life, normal responsibilities, allows you to let go of everything you've been carrying with you. You allow batteries to be recharged, slates to be wiped clean. In this moment, you feel completely free, and the pressure of decisions, the weight of responsibilities, none of it exists here. It's as if you've stopped worrying and can connect to who you really are, because you've stepped into a timeless space where you can simply breathe, simply relax, and truly connect with yourself. And as you breathe in this warmth, feel a deep sense of relief, as if the distance between you and your business has created a new perspective. That you're free to just be. And I want you to imagine the sensation of your business, the demands, the risks, the pressures, becoming smaller and smaller. It's not that they're not real, it's just that their ability to affect you is getting smaller. make them so small that they fade into the background, leaving you in a space of pure freedom and joy. That's it. Connect with that feeling. A feeling of resourcefulness. A feeling that your resources exceed the demands. In fact, you have so many resources. You're not intimidated or stressed by challenges. You actively seek them out. You want the challenge. You want to accomplish something difficult and meaningful. As you stand here in this place of peace, I want you to begin to shift your focus. Step away from the person you have been, all of those responsibilities, all of those decisions, the one that carries the weight of responsibility. Imagine for a moment that you are now seeing yourself like you're someone else, someone at a distance. I want you to see the version of you in that role, perhaps a little tired, burdened, carrying all the weight of all those responsibilities. But as you imagine taking that step back, watching yourself from this peaceful, detached place, I want you to imagine you're seeing that tired, stressed version of you become reinvigorated, rekindling a deep passion. See that version of you, perhaps in LA or San Diego, with a new lease of life, a spring in your step, a new level of resolve, because that new version of you has your eye on a future of freedom, the kind of freedom that comes when you have that wonderful combination of time and money. I want you to see that version of you back working isn't doing it from a place of burden or obligation. I want you to see a fiery passion within, brimming with ideas, motivated to grow, to expand, to solve problems swiftly. Because all the way from there, imagining that other version of you gives you a sense of where you can take this business. I want you to imagine what it would be like 2 years from now if, while growing the business, you were leading new leaders to lead the people that you have been leading in the past. You are building a business that is not dependent on you. I want you to get a sense that you're building something special, growing, impacting, innovative. So see yourself throughout that period, relinquishing responsibilities gradually as the business grows. Consider it like a relay race, passing a baton from one team member to the other. Imagine the next 2 years feels powerful and inspiring for you. Because what if you are building the foundation of the very future you desire most? A future where you retain control and ownership without the operational responsibilities. Imagine a growing business that is thriving without your direct input, That is the compelling vision for your future. That's what you can be passionate for. You are building a bridge to freedom and joy. And you can be passionate about that. And you don't need to be passionate about everything, because you know what it would look like to give you the level of freedom and level of joy that you desire. I want you to see a business that is working in harmony, that big egos are working cohesively with each other. People are on board with growth and expansion. Just the idea excites you, gives you optimism, passion, enthusiasm. And if you can see that future version of you with a new lease of life, a new level of enthusiasm, let me know by nodding your head. And then imagine what it would be like to step into, not the old version of you, burdened and stressed, but the new version of you. A version of you with real energy, a burning passion, a new level of enthusiasm. You are on a mission. You are relentlessly pursuing the vision you have in mind. A growing business, a profitable business that is no longer dependent on you. And maybe you can picture beyond that. Maybe you can see a future where maybe you've sold the business or a chairman of the business, but no longer have operational responsibilities. And I want you to see how much freedom and joy you have. The combination of time and money, but also the ability to influence and impact. I want you to get a sense that this feels compelling and desirable. This is something you can be passionate about. And in this future, where the operational side of things aren't with you, you can be anywhere in the world. You can be in nature. You can be up in the hills. You can be by a beach. You can spend your time playing volleyball and having fun, and then checking key things that give you an idea if your vision is on track. And if this feels like a desirable future, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. And you are awakening all of the resources necessary to create a powerful, self-fulfilling prophecy. And maybe there's clues as to how much you're earning in this future. Maybe you can imagine a payslip, a bank account balance, a dashboard showing your net worth, income, and assets. This is a profitable future, an abundant future. And see how relaxed and calm and joyful you are in that future. I want you to get a sense this future will be a future of pride, because when you manifest this future, you will have the profound satisfaction of seeing the success of your vision, your company, knowing that you've built something strong and resilient that can run without you. Some of the brands that you're loyal to have names of people that are no longer alive, but their legacy lives on through what they did with their passion. I want you to feel that you are building something that will have echoes way beyond your direct involvement. And that is something that awakens even more passion. And you can remind yourself whenever you need to. You don't have to do this. You could choose to do something else. But of all the things you could do, you are choosing to do this thing. Because it's taking your life in the very direction that you value most. A future of freedom, joy, fun, and peace. And as you hold that thought, it's time to leave this place in Mexico where you've been imagining your future until you find a portal, a glowing portal, and as you walk through that portal, find yourself in a forest surrounded by the ancient redwoods of Northern California. And imagine taking a quick swim in that refreshing river and allow any of the stresses and strains and burdens of the past to be washed off you as you consider this a fresh start. You feel invigorated, passionate, and ready to move forward. So take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connect and calibrate into the here and the now as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.